Hey guys, what's up? So you guys know how I end every single video? Basically thanking everybody for taking the time to watch and or listen to my content that I put up. I really truly mean it. And that's exactly what this video is about, because there was no way that I wasn't going to make this video, because you guys have, over the last 6 months or so, give or take, you guys have resurrected this channel. I have absolutely no problem stating the facts that this channel was dead in so many different ways. And you guys have not actually only brought the channel back, but you have made it, over the last 6 months, give or take, you have made this channel more successful than it has ever been in its 8.5 years plus since its creation. It was the middle of April of 2015 when this channel was created. And from the time of its creation up until today, at this very moment, the last 6 months or so, give or take, represent the most success that this channel has ever had. The math does not lie. The view to sub ratio does not lie. The interaction in the comment section does not lie. The likes and dislikes do not lie. And there was no way in the world that I wasn't going to make a video just solely dedicated to me thanking you. I don't care if the algorithm doesn't like it or whatnot. It's all good. I mean, when you see this kind of traction, sure, you kind of want to keep going in that direction, obviously. But at the same time, you also want to do what you want to do as a YouTuber or as a content creator, or just, for whatever reason that you decide to do it. You also need to do things that you want to do. And there was no way that I wasn't going to do this, because I want to make this video, even if it gives me a demerit on the algorithm. It's like, who gives a damn? Because it really does. It really did catch me by surprise. I was not expecting it. It came out of nowhere. I was just using this channel like, I don't know, like a form of regular social media that wasn't quite like YouTube. Whenever I would just play a game, I'd stream, and there'd be like 1 or 2 people, or maybe even 3, that would come in and say hello, and we'd chat it up for a little while. Some people would stay longer than others, and I would just play all sorts of different games, and I would just talk to people. That was pretty much it. I wasn't doing it for growth purposes. I wasn't doing it just for the sake of the channel. No, I was just doing it because that's what I wanted to do. I used to even do commentary from movies and stuff like that, but for the first 6.5 years or so, I covered COD. And then basically, once I realized that wasn't for me anymore, I basically stopped, and then I kind of went back and forth, and then did the random stuff. And then when X Defiant came around, I started making videos on X Defiant, and then some amount of time later, all of a sudden, it was like views and everything that you can imagine in terms of what people strive for on YouTube just started coming my way. And I was just making a video just for the sake of the fact that I was really excited about this one specific game, which actually fueled me to make videos. And then, of course, what added to that even more was when I saw that views were coming in, and then all these other things, and I was like, holy crap, what is going on here? And I enjoyed doing it, so I just kept doing it. The way I look at myself is like this, guys. I am a very average content creator. Like, when it comes to the type of content that I make, I'm very average. They're uncut commentaries, and I just speak my mind. There's really nothing special. Perhaps I say a little too much, or a little bit too much. There's no doubt about that. Even after all these years, it's still something that I haven't been able to completely get rid of that. But that's because I don't really script anything. I don't edit the commentary because it just doesn't flow very well. There are a few videos to where it should be like that because it just makes sense, but for the most part, in terms of the style that I prefer and then everything else, it's just the way I do it. Oh, and by the way, some of you guys might be wondering, sometimes you'll hear some sound in the background, like probably right now, you're probably hearing it as I'm recording, and I literally can't do anything about that. I am running 3 filters in the background, but because of where I live and what's on the other side of my window, which is traffic, which is actually not far away from the window at all, I can't do anything about that unless I record late. That's why you hear some videos to where you hardly hear it at all, because sometimes I record these commentaries late. But it's whatever time allows me in terms of the scheduling and the other things that I have going on. So sometimes I have no choice but to record earlier, and then at other times I'm able to record later. So So I apologize about that. And I can't move my entire setup to another part of that. It's just, I literally can't do anything about it. So I apologize. But if I ever do get a really good laptop or something like that, then obviously that could change. Because right now the laptop I have just isn't able to do anything. To be honest, it's very, very old. But if I'm able to do that, and okay, then we can change things up. But it is what it is. So I apologize. But regardless of the fact that you guys are still sticking around, and I thank you for it. I very much understand that that's a big deal. Sound is everything, especially if you're a commentator channel. So yeah, and you guys have really blessed me this year. You guys have given me the nod for whatever reason. So whatever those reasons are, thank you. I did not see it coming at all. And it just makes it that much more fun to do YouTube videos. Like, there's no feeling that compares to, like, let's say you upload before you go to the gym. And sometimes I do this before, sometimes I do it after, sometimes I do it late at night, whatever. It really depends on what the schedule allows, as I mentioned before. So let's say you upload a video before going to the gym, and then you go to the gym, and then all of a sudden notifications go off on your phone that you're getting comments, and then you're looking at the views and you're like, holy crap, this many people saw my video already. And there's interaction going back and forth on the video that you made, and then it happens throughout the day. Sometimes you'll get notifications like right after the gym, come home, change, shower, go to work, whatever, and it keeps going. It's like, wow, and it's really good to stay in touch with the gaming community. That's what it is. See, I'm an average content creator in my eyes that just happens to have above average passion for video games. I've been gaming for 32 years, and during those 32 years, I have a lot of stories, I have a lot of experiences, and I've never really been as good as a lot of other people in video games. I just have a lot of passion. Now, if there were any games that kept me going for a long time because I love that particular game, then yeah, I would be good at that game. But other than that, I'm an average player, I think, but with an above average level of passion, if that makes sense. Right. I've made friends even at work. One of my close friends today, we met at work and we started talking about video games, and we would bring the conversation up mid shift, whether we were bored or not, whether we were busy or not. And it helped make the day go by faster, made the day better, made the day smoother. We still randomly text each other asking questions about video games, stuff like that, having conversations about you name it. Right. In the subject of video games. We also have a passion for movies as well, but you get the point, right? And the thing is, for me, my viewpoint was, why not spread that, right? Because that's what YouTube is, at least to me, right? You're spreading that conversation with the world, right, out there for people that have a commonality in a passion towards a video game or just video games in general, which is why it really did get me in the feels a little bit when I saw that my Spider-Man video talking about PlayStation wanting to charge $150 for the next Spider-Man game in 3 different parts for $50 a piece. That video, the fact that video got the amount of traction that it did, was something that kind of got me in the feels, because I got to talk about not just the usual of what I talk about and what people are here for, but people were willing to watch and listen to something that was a little bit out of the norm, even though it was the same. It's still about gaming, but even though it was something different, like for instance, if I think we all, regardless of whatever game we play, like even if we just love X Defiant, but if Microsoft, Sony, or Nintendo or whatever were doing something big, or something in gaming was going on that would eventually affect all of us, you can bet your butt that I'm going to make a video on it, because I believe it's important. Or if something is going towards the better, I'll give props. I'll be excited. I'll make a video about it. If something is going towards the negative, I will, speak my mind about it and spread the word. So that way other people can spread the word as well. And so that way we can help spread awareness. Because if something is going wrong in gaming, right? I mean, the first step to solving a problem is realizing that there is one. And once one is realized, you spread the word about it. And then hopefully the process of beginning to solve those problems starts to build, and it's in the form of communication. Communication is everything, and that's one of the things that I will say that I've become much better at when it comes to life. So it's like, well, if we can take a trait and translate it onto our passion and share it with the world, it doesn't get much better than that, right? So that's what the YouTube thing has been to me personally. And I'll be honest with you, I don't know how much longer this traction is going to last, I don't know. Nobody really truly understands the algorithm. At the end of the day, every single person that does content creation, whether they're big or small, they all have one common goal, and that is that they're reaching out to people, right? We're all reaching out to people, and all we want to do is be heard at the end of the day. Obviously, for the people that are making money, they want to make more money, and, you know, snowball effect, domino effect, whatever you want to call it, and everything that comes with that. Yeah, that's one thing. I mean, I'm not one of these people because my stuff is obviously not monetized. And for those of you guys that are wondering why, is number one, I still think I'm way too, like, I think I meet the prerequisites, but there's, what's it called? I don't feel I'm good enough yet. Let's put it that way. I'm not good enough yet, whether you want to look at it from a viewpoint, whether in terms of number of views, you know, whatever it is, in so many different ways, I don't feel I'm good enough for that. That's just how I feel about myself. Whether you guys agree or disagree, I mean, I appreciate your viewpoint, but that's just what I think. I want to give it more time, and I want to see whether or not things continue to go in this direction or not. And if they don't, I'll just never monetize. And at the same time, let's just be real here. I never, excuse me, I never even expected that to kind of be a possibility. I just started doing this because I just enjoy doing it. That's all it is, really. It's a hobby. Now, if it ever becomes a part-time thing sometime in the future, which is the most it'll probably ever be, then okay, cool. You know, why not? But at the same time, it just as long as it remains to be fun, and at the same time, I still like to think that my channel is going through some sort of transition in some way, shape, or form, whether it's just in the form of first-person shooter commentaries, like sticking mainly to just XDefiant, or whether it's about all the other things or just a little bit of everything put in there. That would be the ultimate for me, by the way. If my channel ends up taking that direction to where I could do these style of commentaries with, you know, all sorts of different gameplays in the background on said game, depending on the subject talked about, and if the traction remains the same, that would be the ultimate. That would be like the ultimate prize for me personally, because I enjoy all sorts of games from all the different companies or whatnot, at least as of right now. Obviously, if things go south, then obviously I won't enjoy them that much anymore. But at the same time, that's not necessarily going to stop me from creating content, because, you know, I could always invest some money into buying OG console games and play games that I didn't play growing up or whatever it is. There's always something to play. That's another thing that I wanted to mention in this video, is that there's always something to play regardless of what types of games you play. We have more access now than ever to games, and sometimes you just might surprise yourself. Just like in life, you might just surprise yourself and you try a game and you'll be like, wow, I actually like this more than I thought I did. Let's see what else I can discover, you know? And I'm realizing that personally, especially since for like, I don't know, 8 years or so, when I was just playing Call of Duty 90% of the time, and only 10% of that was reserved for a few other games like the Arkham series, the Batman Arkham series, or the God of War, you know, a few gems like that. I would say right now I have a lot of catching up to do, and it's been a blast so far. Like right now, as I'm recording this, I'm looking at the dashboard to my Xbox Series X or whatnot, and the games from left to right are as follows: Dante's Inferno, Halo Infinite, Devil May Cry 4, the Ninja Gaiden Collection, Resident Evil 4, which I never played back during its day, so I've got the remastered or whatnot, and Spyro the Reignited Trilogy, the Cowabunga Collection, Rise of the Tomb Raider, and then after that there's Black Ops 4 all the way on the right, which is the one that I haven't played in a while. So I'm really just enjoying the single player experience as well. So for me to be able to enjoy XDefiant and grind XDefiant, and at the same time, whenever I feel like it, grind and enjoy single player games, and talk about all the facets of gaming, like all the gaming news that we need to know about and talk about, kind of like I told you the story about my friend and how we became friends and how we talk about games to this day. That would be the ultimate for me. To translate that onto here and to get continuous traction and comments, which is my favorite, by the way. I love comments, even negative ones, you know, because at the end of the day, you're not only are you giving feedback and your opinion, but you're also helping the channel. Whether you like it or dislike it or leaving comments, you're actually helping the channel. So I appreciate that. But for the most part, everything has been positive in terms of comments and in terms of the thoughts of what you guys think. And the interaction with you guys is by far my favorite thing of this. You know, making the content and everything else is just a bonus, and a big bonus at that, but it's just a bonus. At the end of the day, it's about, I like the interaction. So for whatever reason you guys have chosen to be here, whether you're subbed or not, or whether you just come back and visit or not, whether you watch the entire video or whether you watch just a few minutes. And also another thing is that there's a few people, and again, I'm very blessed to be able to say this, some people, they will click on the video right away and they will immediately like it, even before the first sentence is completed, which is very, like, like the fact that I have a few subscribers or viewers or whatever it is that have that level of support and love towards what I'm doing on here is, it's something that does not go unnoticed, and I'm very thankful for it. So, but with that being said, this video was a little bit longer than I intended it to be, but obviously, as you can tell, I had a few things to say. I could easily go on longer, but I think I've said enough. And with that being said, guys, as always, thank you very much for taking the time to watch and or listen. Thank you very much for the most successful year, and I can't even say a year because it's just been like the six months or so, give or take, that I've ever had on this platform. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. And let's hope for a better 2024, a more exciting 2024, and 2024 filled with communication back and forth between myself and you guys, and hopefully better gaming experiences. And I look forward to it. And I thank you very much. Have a great New Year's, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.